Good stuff here on Girl Talk.
That's right, I have a line.
Yeah. I'm sorry. That's okay. I'm like, lift and separate.
Bring me spot.
That's better than this, right? This just in.
Literally doing like the robot. It was like
Some comical toys. Welcome to Girl Talk. We're so glad you can join us. Today we are filming at the Vinery that's off of East Washington Avenue. Later on, we're going to talk about creativity, how to get creative, how to come in here and get some help being creative. We're actually going to do some jewelry making too. These are tiny little beads.
those are pretty.
Aren't these neat? So you
That's
can make
turquoise.
just a tiny little thing like this, maybe string it on a necklace for a girlfriend or mom or yourself. Anyway, the great folks here at the Vinery will help us with that. Right now, though, we're talking financial. And there's a growing group of folks that are looking to be financially independent, especially the millennials. So here to help us with this topic is Sue Peck. She's with Evolution Financial. Hi, Sue. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
So let's start at the beginning. Financial independence. Can you define that? Exactly what does that mean?
So it means different things to different people. And so one of the things that people think of when it comes to millennials is having enough money to retire, but not necessarily being ready to retire yet. And then for other people who are a little bit older, it does mean I'm ready to retire. For some people, it means freedom or less stress. And for some people, like we've talked about, is not even having enough money to necessarily retire or be totally independent, but getting yourself out of a bad situation, whether it's a bad relationship, a bad home situation, a bad job, just being able to move on and being on your own.
Where maybe you're depending on something that's not so good for you and get out of that situation.
Exactly.
So talk a little bit about the different types of people and how they approach that financial journey of being independent.
Okay, so some people kind of put their heads down and they're just like, I don't really want to plan for it. I'm just going to hope for the best and keep trekking forward. Some people kind of throw out a random number, like, when I have $1 million, I'm going to be set. I'm going to be a millionaire, and that's all I need. And I think what people don't realize is a really good, safe withdrawal amount is around 4%. So if you have $1 million, that means you have $40,000 a year. And if that's your lifestyle, that's great. If it's not, you might want to plan a little bit more.
$1 million isn't what it used to be.
No, exactly.
So what are some of the misconceptions towards planning or towards acquiring your goals, financial goals?
So some people think that if they make a lot of money now, then they can have this great financial independence, retirement, it's going to be fantastic. But if you make $500,000 and you spend $500,000, you don't have anything. And so simply having a great job and making a lot of money doesn't give you that retirement or that independence that you're looking for. You actually need to plan and save to get there.
Okay, Sue, so what's the first step? How do we get started?
The first step is
writing it down.
figuring out your net worth. You know, it's just taking your assets minus your liabilities. So taking what you have minus what you owe. And just figuring out exactly where you are right now. So that way you can start to learn where you need to go in the future.
Interesting. And so what would hold someone back from doing this? Because this all sounds amazing and, you know, great for our future, but people don't jump on this right away.
Right. Well, it's confusing, right? You know, take a look at any 401k plan, and there are all these different mutual funds in there, and you don't know what they do, what they are, and it's really confusing to look at. And so this is perhaps going to sound a little funny, but the idea of global annihilation is actually something that keeps people back because what's the point? The world's going to end anyway. Why am I going to bother saving? Why am I going to bother trying?
Live for today.
Right. So it holds people back because what if the world doesn't end?
I hope it doesn't end.
Right, you got to have something.
Interesting.
So what advice do you have for people who want that jump start or how to get started?
How to get started? I mean, just come in, start to figure things out, and remember that you can actually control this. Like, this is something that you can do this. You know, you might need some guidance, but you need to understand that this is not something that is completely out of your control. And I also like to talk to people and just let them know that it's not the idea of escaping from something, it's the idea of moving towards something. You know, you don't want to go through life thinking, I'm in this horrible situation, I have to get out. It's more the idea of where am I going? I want to move towards something positive. So that's what I really want people to get out of the idea of planning.
It's never too late, right?
It's never too late. Exactly.
Always so much good information. Thank you, Sue.
Thank you
Sue
for having
Peck
me.
is with Evolution Financial. She's the founder, the president, and a CFP. We're Girl Talk. We'll be right back.
Hi, welcome back to Girl Talk. We're filming today at the Vinery, which is a stained glass studio off of East Washington, and we are going to have some fun doing some art projects later in the show.
Me
too.
Always a good time here. Right now we're joined by our beauty expert. This is Stephanie Sarr. She's with Savannah Beauty Supply, and I'm so glad to see you today.
Thank you, thank you.
Oh my gosh, summer's around the corner. It's finally warming up. Lots of hair questions.
Yes.
So let's talk a little bit today about detangling.
Yes.
What's the best comb? You have all the best products, so you know the scoop. What's the best comb to really detangle? Asking for a friend, of course.
So when you shampoo your hair and wash it and it's wet and it's tangly, I would recommend a shampoo comb, especially if your hair is wet. Your hair strand is very, I call it sensitive.
Yeah, that's a good
it's
word.
fragile, but it'll break easier while it's wet. So with the shampoo comb, you have the whiter teeth.
I've noticed that. That's interesting.
And it helps go through your hair a lot easier. If you have longer hair, like really long
good for
hair,
you here.
I would recommend a rake comb. It kind of looks like a rake
It does. Right.
Wow.
Now, why is that better for long hair?
because it gets through the
I
hair
see.
all the way.
Sure, yeah.
It seems
Versus a
wider.
shorter.
Yes.
This is cool. Here, we'll have you look
Okay,
at that
yeah.
one. It's
Oh,
pretty.
no, while you guys interview. Yeah.
And you're talking about combs here, but are there brushes that can work for hair?
Yeah. So if you need to detangle while like your hair is dry or damp, I would recommend like a detangling brush. With this brush here, it has bristles at all different levels.
You can feel it. Oh, that's
Oh, it's got a
nice, yeah.
peekaboo. That's helpful.
Yes. So
And it's soft. It's not
It is
hard.
soft.
Right,
Just-
it's a little more flexible.
So as you're combing through your hair, it doesn't, if you do reach a knot, it'll just gently go
Seriously.
go away
yeah.
from it
Wow.
until it detangles itself.
Right.
And the bristles are all at all different levels. So if you miss it one time, it'll get it the next time.
Got it.
I
yeah.
needed you last night when I got out of the shower. I had this big knot, and I just kind of picked at it, and just things came out.
We've all been there, right?
So don't look at the bald spot here. No, just kidding.
I have a daughter who has real fine hair, and it just gets tangled all the time, and it gets
Yes.
knots in it. How do you
Yeah.
comb those out?
So I brought a wig.
There you go.
She's been through a lot,
She
guys.
needs help, right?
This is the before. We'll do the after.
So if you like say you've caught a knot like right over here, what I would recommend doing is finger detangling first. So like if you take your hand, you'll hit some
Yeah,
knots and
get
then
the
just
big stuff
and then
out.
just like finger detangle.
Yeah, good idea.
And then you'll take your shampoo or your rake comb or even your brush if it's dry and then start from the bottom.
Oh, you start from the bottom.
Start from the bottom.
Yeah.
So hold
I
it
see,
right
okay.
here. Start from the bottom. Once you finger detangle out, you start from the bottom, and
Yeah.
once you get it, and then you just keep going up.
That's a
until you
trick
get to
I
the
know
bottom.
because if you start at the top, all of a sudden you've got this big ball of knots, you know.
And just
great.
imagine,
Tangly hair.
just imagine having a full head of detangles. By the time you're done with this side, you're just like, I'm just ripping it out.
Oh my gosh.
Hair out. Yeah.
I'm so guilty of that occasionally because you're just frustrated.
Yes.
But sometimes you need a little extra TLC, and you have some good product suggestions for us too.
Yes, so if the knots just still won't come out, I would recommend like a detangling spray or conditioner. With this, what it'll do, it'll help give that hair an extra slip as you're going through it. So, so Shea Moisture has a nice detangling line for kids.
Okay,
And it adds extra moisture
Oh, that's
as well.
kids.
Yeah.
Oh, great. Helpful.
But you
Oh,
can,
it's coconut.
I use kids products.
I do too.
All the time. I'm secretly eyeing this one
They're
out.
better for you, aren't they?
Hibiscus and coconut. That's nice. That's going to
And
smell
this is
great.
another detangler as well.
Okay.
And then here's another one. So,
there's
this
a
is like
few
a
options.
leave-in conditioner and a detangler.
Oh, that's
so it'll
nice.
add a slip as you're combing through,
Yeah.
but it'll give you that extra.
Is that a wet
condition.
or a dry?
These are all wet.
All wet. Okay, good to know. So you nip it in the bud before you get out and have to do the brush. Great, so helpful, Stephanie. Thank you so much for sharing all these great tips. She's our expert. She's over with Savannah Beauty Supply. It's been fun chatting with you. We have more Girl Talk coming up after the break, so please stay with us. Welcome back to Girl Talk. If you're ready to get your creative juices flowing, stick with us because later in the show, we're doing some art projects. We're going to have some fun doing that. Another form of art, one might say, would be what these ladies do. Very talented folks joining us today. We're chatting with the Mad Rollin' Dolls. We've got Mouse and the Go Ram Reaver. Good to see you.
Morning.
Thanks for having you guys. Thanks for joining us. Okay, you guys stay so busy this time of year, and this is no exception. You've got something coming up on May 18th. This is Utter Chaos.
Yes.
What is Utter Chaos?
So Utter Chaos is the hopefully first annual Madison Invitational Roller Derby Tournament. And by invitational, that means there's going to be a series of games, but they're not necessarily linked to each other or in a bracketed structure. But a bunch of games featuring Mad Rollin' Dolls All-Star Team, the Dairyland Dolls A Team, the B Team, a C Team called Team Unicorn, the Men's League, Wisconsin Men's Roller Derby, and the Mad Men are going to be in a showcase game.
Oh my goodness.
And a bunch of teams from all over the Midwest.
I was going
Wow.
to say that this is outside of Wisconsin. Teams from around the country, right? Really?
Yes. From Ann Arbor, Michigan. No Coast Derby is going to be here from Lincoln, Nebraska. We're going to have Team United from Des Moines. And the Philadelphia Roller Girls are going to be here.
It's a heck of a party.
Minnesota Roller Girls are coming down from the Twin Cities. So
Wow,
I
that's
think-
quite an event.
I think it's worth saying now, this is Wisconsin, so it's utter chaos.
Utter chaos.
Yes,
right,
we
with
should
D's,
get it right.
Full-blown tournament. That's going to be lots of great action.
Yeah, I think I read that you have games from, 10 a.m. to 10 p.m.? I mean, they're like all day. Really?
Yeah, end time will be closer to 10 p.m. I think the last
game starts at 8 o'clock on Friday and Saturday. The last game on Sunday starts at 6.
Okay.
17 games in all.
That's incredible. Anything specifically different that you want to talk about that's happening during this tournament compared to your regular sort of home season games?
So what's different about the Dairyland Dolls and about the travel season of Mad Rollin' Dolls is that Mad Rollin' Dolls is made up of about 80 skaters that compete at home during our home season just against each other, and we're split up into 4 teams in order to do that. This part of the season that we're getting into is the travel season for the All-Stars, who are sort of the cream of the crop.
Yeah.
That's what the Dairyland Dolls are. We have an A and B team and Team Unicorn, who are made up of the same skaters that populate the home teams on our league, but we go out and play against people from other cities, other states, and in some cases other countries.
Wow, so the winningest teams really are coming out and starting to compete against each other now.
And can we mention that you're an official?
I am.
So you're a skater and you're an official.
Yes.
That's kind of neat.
I started off as a skater in season 2 and then started officiating in season 3. I've been doing officiating both in on-skates referee positions and off-skates positions like scorekeeping and penalty timing for the past 12 years.
Oh, wow.
So not your first time.
Not my first rodeo. And one of the things that's really exciting about tournaments like this is that we also get referees and non-skating officials. We get officials from all over the country. We've got a couple of people coming out from California to officiate with us, and a bunch of people from all over the Midwest, some really talented and skilled officials. And we were able, for the 6 p.m. Friday game, to put together an all-female referee crew. That's the Dairyland Dolls B versus Ann Arbor B. We're really excited about that because for a women's sport, the ratio of female skating officials to male skating officials is less than 50%, and so it's really we've always had since about season 2 or 3, we've always had at least one female referee here in Madison, and so we've been pretty strong with maintaining female referees. But there are a lot of leagues out there where women don't participate as officials as much unless they're doing the non-skating positions.
Interesting.
And so we're really excited to have this game together.
That's great that you're able to put that all together. I want to make sure we tell you when it is. So I think I mentioned in the beginning, but it's May 18th through 20th. Tickets are, you get a whole weekend pass for $40. That's great. Or a day pass for $20. And there's some children's prices as well. So you can head to the website madisonrollerderby.org /utter chaos. It'll be lots of fun.
I'd like to mention that it's in a different venue than our home season is usually hosted to.
Oh,
so it's at the
good to
Hartmeyer
know.
Ice Arena
Oh,
on
okay.
the northeast side of Madison, right by Oscar Mayer. And the tickets are available online, like you said.
And parking at that venue
Parking is free. Yes, that's another big difference from our home season.
Yeah.
So yes, it's a little more expensive, but you get a whole 3 whole days of Derby or a whole day of Derby, and you don't have to pay for parking.
Yeah, that's
There's gonna be
great.
a lot of good beer, a lot of good food. We're having a bunch of great food carts from all over Madison come in to sort of externally cater the event. If you want to get tipsy and have some fun with your friends, Union Cab is one of our sponsors, and we'd love to put a shout out and make sure you get a safe ride to and from the event.
Oh, that's really great.
Yeah.
Beer, food, and roller derby. What else can you ask for in a weekend?
It's gonna be a great weekend.
May 18th through 20th, Mouse and the Gorham Reaver. You guys are great. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you so
Thanks
much.
for having us.
Thank you for watching. We've got more coming up after the break, so stick with Girl Talk. Hi, and welcome back to Girl Talk. We promised you a good art project. This is your time. I'm joined by Josh, who has been hosting us here at the Vinery, and we've been having so much fun. Thanks for having us.
Thanks for being here.
This is weird without Denny.
It is a little weird without
Who said he could have the morning off?
He's here in spirit somewhere.
That's right. Okay, so we're going to talk a little bit about why it's important to get creative. What do you think are some of the reasons?
Well, when we say it's therapy at half the price, we really mean it, right?
Yeah.
It's good to come in and have a little bit of a stress reliever at the end of the day. Just kind of let your mind wander, get your thoughts off of things throughout the day. Definitely helps to create a good self-awareness, have a little bit of expression going on in your life.
And if somebody was feeling creative, could they just walk in and create something?
Anytime. So we have our
That's
Fusing
awesome.
Center open. We have some projects here that you can stop in. We won't just leave you there and show you, we'll show you everything you need to know and leave you in confidence so you can build something and make something.
Very cool.
I love that you can just walk in, and you guys are such experts because it is, you guys have been doing this so long, but it is a little bit intimidating, some
It's
of the
very
things you do.
intimidating.
I have a torch sitting in front of me.
I love the torch.
Not everyone knows how to use this safely, but even some of the classes that you do with glass cutting and all those things, they walk you through it, so
We
you really
take
can
the
just
stress
walk in.
out of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love that. Okay, let's talk a little bit about group activities.
So, we have some birthday parties come in every once in a while, bridal parties, team building.
Oh, yeah, great idea
good
for
work
team
building.
building.
Yeah. If you wanted to come in and have a private event, you
I think
kind
you
of
were
asked
talking about
earlier.
that. I was like,
yeah.
can I have my birthday here? That's what I
Definitely. We'd
thought.
love to have you come in. If you wanted to, you could go to the Vinery website, vineryglass.com, and schedule an appointment, and we'll figure out a day to have a private event for your group to
Do you
come
have
in.
anything on the calendar for any classes coming up, or?
We have a few things on the calendar. There are some new classes that we have
Waving at
scheduled.
Denny, just
See, I knew you was around somewhere. We have some new classes in the Fusine world. There's the Valley of the Lilies. The
I
Lily of the
love
Valley?
that. I think it's Lily of the Valley.
Yeah.
You can call it whatever you want. It's
you'd
art.
like to.
Yeah.
We got the two birds here. And then for those who might still feel a little intimidated with glass, we kind of have the ABCs of fusing. And we kind of walk you through the very beginner basics of everything. And you can actually choose from 3 projects. So we have coasters, or a little votive, or a nice little
I
candle
love
sconce.
these coasters.
So you can choose 2 out of the 3 in the ABCs of
Oh
fusing.
my
there.
gosh.
And select the
that's
colors you like as
awesome.
well. and all
Yeah,
that?
you get to have your
These
own
are so pretty.
artistic expression in it.
Yeah, how would you love to? I would love to have people come over and ask where I got them, and I get to say that I made
Oh,
them.
you made them, right?
Right.
Oh, wow.
Well, I'm going to have to do this now. But yeah, so great ideas for classes. And like you said, you really don't have to have any experience. So, beginner on up to
So
expert.
if you were just feeling like a novice and a little bit of a beginner, and maybe something like this would speak out to you. If not, and you just wanted to jump right in and maybe get in front of the torch, right? Just dive
do
right
it.
into the glass world.
It's so
Definitely.
satisfying watching these things come together and all the little pieces melt. This is made of frit, right?
All frit, yes.
See?
Yes.
I've
You
learned.
are good.
I've been learning. I know a thing or two. And I like this too. So you can even make things like this. This is a great little jewelry holder.
That's right out of our Fusing Center. I think we have almost 30 projects that you can stop in and choose from
That's
anytime that
incredible.
we're open. So if you did want to get in front of the torch, we also have some marble classes coming up if you want to learn how to make your own marble. We have a nice implosion pendant class coming up.
What is that?
Oh,
Let's
it's a
talk
real,
about that
so
one.
implosion, you're kind of like pushing your glass into it, imploding it, and pushing it
Whoa,
out.
that's
So
so
that
cool.
is very
That's
pretty. Nice little
beautiful.
flower pendant there. And then there's also a beginning bead making class coming up.
So you could even make your own necklace.
You
Make
can
your
make your
own
own
beads that go
for your
on.
necklace.
That's like another level.
It's a whole nother
yeah.
level.
This is so much fun. I love it.
I'll show you how here.
Okay.
You know, I might be the Josh all trades, but I might be a little rusty in front of the torch as well.
We'll see. You'll be better than us, promise.
So this glass that I'm using, it's a COE 104, so it's a really soft glass.
Okay.
And it melts really easily in front of the torch here. Some of your harder glass, such as the Boro implosion pendant, that's a COE 33, and that's actually made up of like your Pyrex dishes at home are Boro, so they're a little bit harder of a glass. So this kind of melts right on there. Like I said, I might be a little rusty, and I've had a lot of coffee today, so I might be a little jittery as well, right?
Minimize your caffeine before using
You
the
can
torch.
notice how it just balls right up at the end there, right?
Yeah.
So I should be able to, if I get it hot enough on there.
Ooh, there it goes.
Oh, there it goes.
Oh my gosh. So what's going to happen? It's going to curl around?
So it'll curl around, and I can make a nice little tiny bead. Up there went my bead release on there.
But that's awesome how it just...
So you teach everyone how to do this then,
We
right?
teach everyone how to do this.
That is exciting.
So obviously, if you wanted to make like a bigger bead, I'd wrap it around it and make a big, wide, long one.
Oh, wow.
It's mesmerizing.
It
We're
is.
sort of entranced
I'm
here.
excited to try it.
I know. That is
Being
a fun...
in front of the torch and watching the glass melt right in front of your eyes, it's a whole nother ball game.
Yeah, that's really neat. How that...
Do you have to wear goggles or anything when you do this?
You should wear some safety protection. The soft glass is a little bit more forgiving, but like I said, my beads, a little rusty. I haven't been in front of the torch
That's
in
okay.
a long time.
That's what we talk about with art. Is there's no wrong
Right or
If
wrong.
I wouldn't have made it right now, no one else would have
There
made it.
you
That's
go.
my theory.
That's
on
right.
it.
Right.
Well, I love getting creative. That is so neat that you can just come in and do this. Don't try this at home, but you can try this at the Vinery.
That's
So
right.
much fun.
It's a stress reliever as well.
It's
Yeah.
very much, yes.
Yeah, well, it was fun chatting with you again, Josh. Thank you so much for
Thank
having
you
us
for
today.
being here.
I want to thank all of our guests for joining us. Thank you so much for watching. We're going to see you next time here on Girl Talk. Beauty and styling for Girl Talk provided by the Ultimate Veritas Spa and Salon.